Hi friends, today's card is featuring a bunch of Sassy Club stamp sets, which I had to have because they're based off the game Animal Crossing. I used 3 different sets plus a few other sets that I don't show here to put together a really fun slider card. I'm stamping all my images using Ink on 3 Blackout ink, which is in hybrid ink that works with both Copics and watercolors. And for cleaning my stamps, I'm actually loving Ink on Three's Ink Off Stamp Cleaner, which comes in the form of an ink pad. So I stamp the image and then I'll wipe off any excess with a ink off cloth or any microfiber cloth. Then I'll apply the cleaner like an ink and wipe off the excess and your stamps are clean. So it's pretty awesome and I've been testing it out and I really like it a lot. So I'm showing it today. It's one of those things that I edit out of videos, but I thought it was worth the share. For this card, there's a ton of stamping and coloring and masking. I'm actually creating masks for all the things that I am stamping out because I wanted to color up the background quickly with some distress inks. That is my go-to way of coloring up a background without having to use my Copic markers. Distress inks last forever. I've had the mini cubes for years and I haven't had to refill them. Maybe I just don't use them enough, but I thought I do. The idea behind this card was that I wanted a little scene right above the Nintendo Switch, so kind of like it is projected on a TV. So if you're familiar with the game console, you can play on the Switch and you can project it on your TV, or you can play on the console itself, which is really cool because it's portable, you can travel with it, and it's really fun. So I'm just using some circle stencils to help create that effect of like a bubble. And I am also using the masking paper so I can trim out the little circles and add inks and keep it contained in that little circle. So once I have that ready, I'm adding the masking paper onto the scene, and then I'll be using some inks to blend up the background. I am going in with some green and blue distress inks. Green for the grass and blue for the sky, which is exactly what the game kind of depicts, and I wanted to reflect that. So this game has been kind of a lifesaver ever since Shelter in Place. I've been playing it. It's kind of a way to go outside and have some normal errands, and you go fishing and you build up a village, and it's been really fun. And I know a lot of people have been obsessed with it, and it's just a good way to also play with your friends. You can visit each other's islands and you can see the progress, and it's just very cute. So I created this card for one of my family members' birthdays. He also had been playing Animal Crossing a ton during this period of time, and I think that he's been like planting a lot of flowers. You can plant different flowers and you can create hybrids, and there's this whole science to it, but I am just still working on landscaping, which is so hard. For this slider card, it is going to kind of change scenes within the little Switch console, and that's why I'm taking my X-Acto knife and cutting out the screen, because I'm going to create 2 scenes in this which will reflect him for his birthday. And in the game there are these balloons that fly overhead and they carry presents. So then you have to take a slingshot and you shoot it down and you can open your present and see what you get. You get really random stuff, like you can get clothes, or you can get furniture, or you can get DIYs, which are do-it-yourself cards, so you can build things yourself. And so I wanted to create that scene because it also reflects a birthday present. Since this is a birthday card, it really works. My first scene is just a balloon with the present flying in the sky, and then my second scene will be him with his slingshot holding the present as well. So disclaimer for this picture, this has him holding his slingshot in his left hand and then his present in his right hand. And as I was coloring it midway, I realized it made more sense for him to be holding the present where it's more prominent in his left hand. So I actually switched it because I noticed that the boy was looking at the present, and it worked just a lot better. So I'm just going through all the coloring. There's a ton of coloring for this. So if you are bored and you want to move on to the slider, I will put where I start creating the slider, the time, down in the description bar so you can skip ahead if you want to skip all the coloring, because I'm just going to be chatting about Animal Crossing. Here, I'm coloring the boy like normal, but then I realized this doesn't make sense. He's looking at the slingshot. He should be looking at the present. So I go back in and remask my entire little scene and re-stamp it, and I'm totally fine with it. It was really easy to color up. All these stamps are super fun to color up. I'm gonna also color him up in orange and blue because he likes orange and blue. He was born in Denver. He likes the Broncos, and he likes blue and orange, which are their colors, so that's why I'm coloring it. Animal Crossing also allows you to go shopping, which is hilarious because I love to shop online and I order packages even if I'm inside. I've been buying shoes and I really don't need to because I'm not going anywhere. But my sister, who doesn't really shop at all online, has been buying a ton of stuff. She loves shopping in the game, and it's hilarious because it's so opposite from reality. And in the game, I really don't buy that much. It's kind of cool because you have a wand where you can change your outfits too. So you can have like an outfit for various reasons. You can have a swimsuit outfit, you can have a sunny day outfit, you could have like a fishing outfit. There was so many endless possibilities that it's kind of crazy. But it keeps it fun, and although it is sort of a repetitive game where you repeat the steps, it's still fun, and it's also educational. There's a museum where you donate all the animals that you catch, and then the little owl will tell you things about the animals or the fish or the bugs that you catch. And this has been a game that passes the time. This card features Tom Nook, which is the little raccoon that you owe money to and you have to pay off your debts to him. So anytime you purchase a house or you purchase an upgrade or you want to move a villager or you want to build a bridge, you have to pay Tom Nook, and he's the raccoon and he has all the money bags. And the funny thing is that the game actually has the stock market, not STOCK, but STALK, because you're buying turnips, and you can use these turnips and sell them back at a higher price. So every day, twice a day, there are different prices for these turnips. And if you buy them at, say, 100 and they're selling at 400, you're making 4 times the profit. And it's hilarious. But it's so fun because when you need money, this is how you make your money. And I am now in the millions because I've been playing this game for so long. And you can visit other people's islands. So if they have good prices, you can go to their island to get really good prices on your turnips to make a huge profit. So I have finally paid off all my debts that I owe. But because I want to do a bunch of landscaping and building my village, I've had to move villager houses and build bridges, and that costs money. You also have to pay money to build stairs. So it's just everything costs money, and so you need money to be able to do the things that you want to. Otherwise, you can just fish and pick fruit and sell things to these little raccoons that will buy them for money, but that will take so long. So like there's certain fishes that cost from like $500 to $5,000. So you can imagine how long it takes to pay off a debt if it's in the millions, which it gets to be in the millions, which is ridiculous, but it happens. And when I actually say money, I really mean bells, because that's what money is called in the game, and that's what Tom Nook is standing with these little bags of bells. For the sign, I actually had realized that I had another stamp set. It's Avery Elle Sentimental stamp set that had the words that fit perfectly in there. And I know that originally this sign from the Sassy Club set says hot item of the day. I just masked that off so I could say happy birthday from all of us. To build the slider card, I am attaching the panel with the little boy directly onto my card base because he'll be my final reveal. Like, he's my second scene. For the balloon's actually the scene that will be moving up and down. And so I have to trim that down because I'm going to be adding foam tape around the edges, and I need enough space so it can move. I also remember to draw in the little balloon line. As for a lot of my cards, I create them through trial and error. So I'm trimming that balloon panel a few times to make sure that it will fit. I want it to be bigger than the opening in the screen, but small enough that the foam tape can surround it. So for the back of the main card panel, I add foam tape to each of the sides. And for the bottom, I trim off a bit of the foam tape so it's a little less than ½ an inch. I want the balloon panel to slide slightly past the bottom of the screen. So for the balloon panel, I add adhesive at the very bottom and add a ½ inch strip across the bottom so I can use it as a stopper. So to stop the balloon panel from going all the way up, I bring it to the top of the screen and then I'll add foam tape right above that little bottom strip, and it will stop the panel from being pulled out all the way. So that acts as my little stopper. And this is the same for all of my slider cards. I always have that longer strip on the bottom of the panel just so you're able to pull up that panel and it'll stop it. So once I have that ready, I'm going to be trimming down my card panel ½ inch. This is an A2 card, which is normally 5.5 by 4¼ but because I'm going to have a tab, I want to be able to fit this in an envelope. So I do trim down that panel just ½ inch, and the main card panel that I have been working on has been 5¼ by 4¼ so it'll fit perfectly. So once I have that ready, I tape down the balloon panel so I release the foam tape and it won't get stuck in. And once I glue it down, I'll remove that tape and it'll be able to move freely. So the last part of this card is to stamp Pull Here, which is from Lawn Fawn's Push Here stamp set, which has a ton of sentiments for interactive cards. Pull, slide, push. And it's very helpful because sometimes recipients don't know that this card has a surprise element to it. And this card is done. I hope you enjoyed this card and didn't mind my ramblings about Animal Crossing. Take it as a quick lesson about the game, and hopefully you or someone you know actually plays Animal Crossing and would appreciate this card. So it's definitely not for everyone, but if they do play Animal Crossing, I think that they would enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time with another card. Bye.